Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed? Dr. Reed?
Is there anything wrong?
No, it's just... Your name sounds familiar. And your face. Have we met before?
I think I would remember. So I suppose the answer is no.
That's odd. I'm certain I've already heard of you. My name is Pericles Baker. Does that mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, sir. But it's a pleasure to meet you anyway.
The pleasure is mine, I guess. I only wish I could remember when it was that we met.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Baker. What are you doing out here in the middle of the night?
We are waiting. Waiting for someone.
And why are you waiting for this person?
Because we need to leave this city. As soon as possible.
Why do you want to leave the city?
I'm not really sure.
Can you tell me anything about this district?
As you like asking questions so much, would you allow me to ask you one first?
Please, be my guest.
Do you like this city?
I don't know. I was born and raised in London, but I feel like a stranger here recently.
You didn't answer my question, sir. But I don't blame you. Perhaps it's better that way.
And what do you do, sir? For a living, that is.
I stopped working when I decided to leave. When I realized what I wanted. Wanted something this city can't provide.
But what were you doing before you took this decision?
Does it really matter anymore? Considering the past seems so pointless to me. I have lived in this city all my life. And now I think it's over.
Tell me more about why you want to leave London, then.
I just don't belong here anymore. I had to convince my brother to leave London because I know we need to find another life out of the city.
Pericles, tell me why your brother disagrees with your presence here.
Agamemnon is naive sometimes. Although don't consider him a fool, sir. He is often more lucid than me.
At least you both have the same difficulty explaining what you're doing, and for what reason.
But is that not a common problem for all mortals?
What can you tell me about your brother?
If you are searching for a pleasant chat, you should speak with him instead of wasting your time with me. He's always been the more gentle of us.
That's it? That's all you can tell me about him?
For the time being, true kindness is the most valuable quality, my good sir.
Das sind komische Typen.
Who are you waiting for? I'm sure he has a name.
I really can't answer that question, since I don't know that person.
And why is that?
This person is mostly my brother's acquaintance. I don't even know his real name. Only that this man could help us leave this city once and for all.
But why would you need this person's help to leave London anyway?
Well, I thought we should have left this cursed place already, but my brother convinced me to stay a while longer, and here we are.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
I've heard this is a man who has searched for his place in the world for a long time. I hope he found it.
Goodbye, Mr. Baker.
Was für komische Brüder. Wer fehlt uns denn jetzt? Warte mal, ich habe da gerade einen gesehen. Wo ist der denn? Ist der unter der Kirche? Tatsache. Oh, warte, oh Gott, oh nein, was ist das? Was soll das? Was ist das hier?
Perhaps London will survive the epidemic, but I see terrible...
Erstmal lesen. Das Verbrechen des verlorenen Wissens. Vampire sind gefährlich, tödlich, manchmal bösartig. Das ist eine Tatsache und ich werde sie nicht abstreiten, doch dies ist genau der Grund, weshalb wir begreifen müssen, was sie sind und manchmal wer sie sind, um so ein besseres gegenseitiges Verständnis zu erlangen. Erinnern Sie sich an das Gespräch mit Titus Flavius Josephus, das von einem der unsrigen 1548 geführt wurde, als er schlussendlich die Kreatur in Spanien traf? Erinnern Sie sich, wie die vorsichtig gewählten Worte des Vampirs unsere Herzen stets erwärmten, wenn wir sie lasen? Denn sie sind besondere Fenster zu einer Vergangenheit, von der wir sonst nur flüchtige Blicke erhaschen. Titus Flavius Josephus gibt es nicht mehr, seit ihn die Jäger des Vatikans vor wenigen Wochen vernichtet haben. Mit ihm verschwanden auch die freigelegten Schätze seines Wissens über die Säulen unserer Zivilisation. Dies ist ein Verbrechen so herzzerreißend wie der Mord eines Unschuldigen durch einen Vampir. Darum ist der Weg, den die Wache von Previn eingeschlagen hat, so verwerflich, wie er wertlos ist. Wenn sie eine ihrer methodischen Jagden auf die alten Vampire Englands veranstalten, anstatt sich mit ihnen vorsichtig und respektvoll anzunähern, zerstören sie einen Teil unserer gemeinsamen Wurzel mit den Unsterblichen. Sie ersticken eine Gelegenheit im Keim. Die Idee einer großen Jagd ist ein Verbrechen, weil sie blindlings Worte und Gedanken tötet. Aus dem Brunnen des Wissens trinken von Usher Talltree, Primus von St. Paulus. Ist er das?
Trials await. Jonathan Reed. At last we meet. The cards warned me you would visit tonight.
I beg your pardon, sir. Do I know you?
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr. Swansea, can't speak highly enough of you. My name is Usher. Usher Talltree.
You are the leader of the Brotherhood, are you not?
Primate of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, to be precise. I'm really glad we met tonight. I love it when the cards tell me a truth.
The cards told you to expect me.
Yes, they can tell me everything. They told me that you are a new Ekon who relishes his blood diet.
What can you tell me about the neighborhood?
I really don't know. I don't often go outside. And when I do, it's usually to quite distant destinations.
So you see nothing in the stars for me? You're a poor fortune teller, then?
Oh, I can tell you many things, but they will only concern you, not the city. For example, I know that you offered your sister the final rest she asked for.
Do the cards speak of my Mary?
No. It's the burning aura of guilt that precedes you everywhere you go.
Read my fortune, then.
You have been chosen, Jonathan. I see on you the mark of a strong being, so powerful it needn't even reveal its strength.
Tell me about yourself. What do you do here, besides turning cards in the middle of the night?
I'm for most a charlatan. For a few, I'm a vampire. And for you, I'm the primate of St. Paul's Stole.
Some believe you to be a vampire. Who?
The guard of Priwen, who else? For a time, they sent spies to observe my activities, and they even broke into my home to gather proof.
Did they steal anything from you?
A personal notebook they quickly took to their headquarters. All they had to do is to look at me. I'm aging. What better and definite proof that I'm not an immortal?
Do you want your notebook back?
If you ever find it, I'd be glad to have it back, of course. I do ask one thing, though. Do not read it, Jonathan. Some secrets are not meant to be revealed, even to immortals.
For how long have you been a primate?
It was 15 years last year.
What do you make of Dr. Swansea?
Edgar is a brilliant and dedicated man. A man of his time, sometimes a little muddled, but always looking for new paths and new concepts.
Can you read the cards for me?
Are you sure you want to know what they will reveal?
Yes, I am.
It will cost you 150 shillings.
Perhaps later. How do you measure the amount of blood on my hands?
I told you. The cards always tell the truth. Well, most of the time.
Is it possible to tell me my future?
A vampire's fate is much more delicate to read, Doctor. But I can try.
I would rather not know. How do you measure? Is it
vampire?
all right? Let me hear it.
Your heart will bleed back all the blood you drank, but it will not put out the fire your treachery has lit.
How did you learn about Mary? And spare me the hocus-pocus parlor tricks. The truth, now!
Swansea told me. Don't look at me like that. His task is to observe and gather information about vampires. He had to tell me about Mary.
She could have survived as a vampire. If only she had given me a chance to explain. If only I could have found the words.
Not all vampires accept their new condition. Since suicide is impossible, you have to find a way to get someone else to relieve the pain.
I could have saved her.
No, Jonathan.
May I ask you about the Brotherhood?
Of course. But I must warn you that there are some subjects we consider taboo, in spite of our fondness and acceptance of your kind.
I know there is no love lost between the Guard of Priwen and the Brotherhood. What caused this rift?
It was 1801. The Brotherhood was stronger then, a strength that made them hungry for ever greater power. An argument divided them, and the wound never healed.
What was the nature of the disagreement?
The problem was that both sides considered themselves the legitimate heirs of the original Brotherhood. We divide up the books, the relics, not always fairly or with consideration.
Who founded the Brotherhood?
That's precisely the kind of question I cannot answer. It is delicate and may reveal some of our secret traditions.
So you're not just a club of academics and scholars?
Once upon a time, very long ago, the Brotherhood did more than simply study the vampires. They took actions to eliminate the more ferocious and corrupted.
Is there anything you could tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Aloysius Dawson. Yes, of course. We met on several occasions. With time, he got deeper and deeper into the occult.
He's not the only one. It's been quite the fashion for several decades. The Golden Dawn, for instance, is just one example.
True. Aloysius was a member of the Golden Dawn until 1900. Then his thirst for dark knowledge grew. I'm talking forbidden texts, readings which blackened his heart.
Goodbye, sir. Until we meet again.
I rarely wander, yet it amuses me to converse with your kind. Cards never lie, but they are never easy to read.
Wir haben alle. Und viele davon sind krank. Ach, scheiße. Die ist irgendwo in der Kanalisation, die kann ich eh nicht heilen. Das ist doch ein Rätsel oder so. Das, ach. Egal, egal. Später. Vielleicht. Mülltonne.
Doctor,
Do you need medical attention?
I'm afraid.
You'll quickly feel better.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye.
Good.
I hope you can stay a little longer this time.
Good evening, miss.
You know.
Do you need...
Oh, yeah.
I'm... Goodbye for now, Miss Price.
I hope you can stay a little longer this
Wie bin ich denn jetzt auf 17.000 DP gekommen? Und wann? Also, jetzt muss ich echt... Wo ist denn die... Die pennt? Ne, die steht da rum. Kommt die wieder hoch?
Dr. Reed, I am glad.
Na komm. Geht doch. Ja, setz dich jetzt mal hin.
I hope you can stay a little longer this time.
Warte, nicht lesen.
Good evening, young lady.
My mother...
Do you need my...
Oh,
Toll.
I will... Goodbye, Carol.
Gegen Erschöpfung.
Dr. Reed.
I am sorry, I can't help you.
Und dann aber schnell. Da ist die Tür. Ich muss auch noch mal zu den anderen Leuten. Scheiße, ich habe noch nicht alle gefunden. Die Frau von... wo muss ich jetzt hin? Da. Die Frau von meinem besten Kumpel, die habe ich noch gar nicht gesehen.
Good evening, young lady.
My mother always prefers when...
Do you need my...
Oh, please.
Don't be...
Thank
Kein Problem,
Goodbye.
danke und tschüss.
Good morning. Good evening.
Haben wir denn hier noch einen, der... Die kann ich nicht... Naja. Ach, ich kann jetzt schnell wieder durch. Ist ja kein Problem. Ich hoffe, das ist der richtige Weg, bevor ich... Ja. Perfekt. Nur eben... Das war knapp. Das war knapp. Jetzt habe ich doch ein bisschen Kotzebrocken auf mir. Egal. Westend. So, aber wo wohnt denn jetzt... Das ist so scheiße. Egal, komm, wir quatschen noch ein bisschen mit Charlotte.
Good evening, Miss Ashbury.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed.
Why do you still hope to become a vampire in spite of your mother's refusal?
It's the immortal aspect of vampires that interests me. The world won't improve unless women take charge. I'm convinced of that.
You're obviously a clever woman with a good education and a brilliant future. But have you thought about the price you'd have to pay? The loneliness, the necessary masquerade.
Is it not true of every high position? To change this world and make it a better place, one needs time on one's side.
Your mother has refused to turn you into a vampire. Tell me more about it.
Each time we argue, Mother expresses the same fear. She wants me to remain alive and full of joy, rather than become melancholy and immortal. She claims you can't have one without the other. It's pure selfishness.
It's your mother's choice. As daughters and sons, we have to accept the decisions our parents make for us despite our own wishes.
I love my mother, and have accepted everything from her. Even that she named me Charlotte, when it was not my original name.
Does it bother you?
No. Whoever I was when I was born, I am now Charlotte Ashbury. It hurts as much as it makes me proud to know that's the name my mother will read on my tombstone.
Your mother has walked this earth for much longer than you or I. She is wise, and we should not ignore her advice when we disagree with it.
But why shouldn't I be allowed to forge my own experience? There can't be only one righteous way to deal with eternity.
Tell me, Charlotte, how do you plan to achieve eternal life, since you've obviously given it a lot of thought?
I won't give up. You have no idea how determined I am, sir. I may contract a deadly disease. I may throw myself under a carriage, just to be saved by her sweet kiss.
That's a disturbing answer, young lady. And the worst part of it is, I know you speak the truth.
There are less dangerous ways, Doctor. Instead of throwing myself under a horse like Emily Davison, I could just throw myself into your arms.